Hello Lolas, welcome back to my channel guys. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click the bell to be a part of the notification squad. So today I want to tell you guys, first of all, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share. Also guys, I am on Facebook under Miss Serenity Smith and also Instagram under Miss Serenity Smith Babies. On Facebook I have a free channel where you can just join just for when I post when new babies are available. And then you have the paid subscription on Instagram where I just share a little of everything or whatever. But let's just get moving right along. Oh, one other thing. I always forget to tell you guys that I do have merch. If you want like the Miss Serenity Smith onesies and cups, mugs, all that stuff, in the description bar you'll see a link to buy those type items. But today I am here sharing my little princess, and I'm gonna see if she can fit this little pajama set. I don't know if she can or not. As you guys know, she is not fully rooted. This is my workstation. It's not really supposed to be for videos, but I tend to do videos here because sometimes I just don't feel like bending over to the crib or kneeling down. So I am going to move you guys over, move her over a little bit. But yeah, she's not fully rooted, so you might see her, a little bit of her ball area. But I am going to try to put her in this outfit. And meanwhile, I'm also going to talk to you guys and tell you something that hopefully helps some of you guys out. So a lot of times I hear people saying like they're trying to sell their babies on the second market, and they're just not moving for them. And then I look at the photos that they are sharing of the babies that they are trying to sell, and it doesn't even look like you attempted to comb the hair or, you know, pose the baby in any type of realistic form, or even put the baby on anything cute or nothing like that. Just throw a baby on a table and take a picture, you know, like it's just a regular doll. These dolls cost a lot of money, and you know, if your baby is just like thrown in the picture and just looking like just a regular smeckler, you know, Walmart doll, then people are probably not going to take your post serious. Also, it makes them feel like you probably don't take good care of your dolls, because most of us collectors are very particular about how we, you know, display our babies, how we store our babies. So when you have a baby just laying on a table, and you know, sometimes they'll have like the COA, or they'll have stuff that's going to come with the baby, and it'll just be like just thrown out like it's, you know, like, oh, this baby is for sale, here it is, you know, that type thing. Like I want $10,000 for it, and it's like, I know you lying. Like, you know what I mean? I was looking at a post, and the baby hair was just like all matted and like, you know, look very different from the artist photos, or you know what I mean. And a lot of us tend to take that and say, oh, I wonder if the artist's work don't look that good in person, because look at how it looks with the collector. Well, a lot of time that's you know, not really true. It's just that the person just didn't take the time to actually comb the baby hair, or, you know, get it presentable. You know, turn on the lights, open the window if you know, because I know like I have some rooms in my house that are very dark. And even if I, you know, I use my cell phone to take photos, I need to have some type of light around, you know, even if I'm not using, like, I don't expect people to be having no photography lights or nothing like that, but even if you're not using those, just put them in a well-lit area. Sometimes people kitchens have more light than the bedroom, so they'll, you know, make a spot and, you know, maybe even put them in a car seat or something, just, or lay a blanket out and pose them there just to get good lighting. And it's like, I don't have time to do all that. Well, then you don't want your baby sold. Because nobody's going to, I'm not going to say nobody, but most people are not going to be interested in a baby that's just thrown. She just feels so good when I pick her up, like touching her silicone. And she's not the softest that I've had from Jennifer Costello. She's very soft, but I've had her babies that's even softer. It's the actual feel itself of the silicone is what I'm talking about. And she is very soft too, but you know what I mean? It's more the actual feeling of her that just got me in a chokehold. Like, I'm just like, oh, I can't let you go. I can't let you go. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, but yeah, so, I mean, that's just my a little bit of my tips for you guys. Not judging you, not talking about you, not trying to put nobody down. I'm just telling you from a collector perspective, you know, I just feel like you got to put effort into getting a baby sold. Even myself, like sometimes I'm gonna be honest with y'all, be real honest with y'all. There has been times where I'm just like, you know, I just want the baby sold, and I'm just like reusing pictures that I've already taken before, or I just keep, you know, snapping. And that's another thing. Sometimes you gotta, this is a little big on her, but that's okay. Sometimes you gotta take, you know, new pictures. And sometimes I've just like, oh, I just want the baby sold. And I'm just like, just taking, you know, quick photos, not really putting much thought into it or whatever, and the baby won't sell. The moment I actually put some love into it and be like, okay, let me get this baby dressed. The sad part about that is when I do that, when you start getting, you know, into the trying to pose them and get them all dressed all cute, it makes you kind of want to not sell them. But I've noticed when I go and do that, that it drives more interest in the baby. And then next thing you know, the baby got offers, you know, and the baby end up selling. But so I'm not saying I'm guilty of, I mean, I'm not gonna just have a disheveled baby, take a picture and just throw a baby up. But I have had where I've done lazy photos, and my photos already is not like fancy or professional or nothing like that, but so you can imagine when I do the lazy ones, it's just really not given, and people just don't be interested. They don't take a second look at it. They don't take it serious, I guess. And for me, it kind of sucks. And then, like I said, then you take that one photo that catches somebody's eye. I'm gonna borrow your hat for a minute. And oh, I didn't even have to. Here, you can have your hat back. I see another one just like yours, baby. And I have some like decorative hats, but I'm just like, I was just wanting to put something on the back of her head. Anytime you see a girl with blue on, people will be like, oh, is that a cute little boy? But yeah, I've just gotten where I was just like, oh, let me just get a quick photo. And you know, but when I put effort into it, boom, baby sold. So I just think you guys want to keep that in mind, because yeah, it does make people really think to themselves, like, are you like, do you even take care of your babies like off camera? Like, and then I know for me, like, some people are very picky about buying second market, and if you are giving me vibes of you don't value your babies, your collection, I'm not going to buy it from out of your collection. It's just like with me, and I know people hate when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I see people that like put their pets all over their babies, like the whole cat crawling across the babies and snuggled up with the babies, it gives me the eeper jeeper creepers. And when I see one of the babies up for sale, and I instantly think of that moment that I don't like cats, I'm allergic to cats, and then I think to myself like, oh my God, that baby's gonna come with cat hair on it. That's what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? So it's not like, and some people do it despite other people. Like when I make these type of comments in my videos, all of a sudden there'll be a whole bunch of cat pictures with babies in there. It's not hurting me, like, because I'm not gonna buy your doll anyway, but it could potentially hurt your sales. Like, it takes down the buying pool. Yeah, there's a lot of cat lovers out here and don't mind it, but then there's a lot of people that don't, and it just cuts down by half of who's willing to buy your doll. So why even do that is what I'm saying. Like, these dolls are very expensive, and we see what, you know, our lovely pets, fur babies, will do to them sometime. Just thinking that they are like toys, or they're chew toys or whatever. And so, you know, when you see that, you're thinking to yourself, I wonder if that baby's gonna have any like scratches or other hidden marks that may not be showing up from the pet. You know what I mean? Like, so those are other things. People that smoke cigarettes, you know, disclose that please, because, you know, other smokers may not mind, but non-smokers will. And, you know, but other than that, just the visual quick sales, you know, I think when you're doing a for sales post also, I think it's good for you to disclose like the scope name, the artist. And a lot of people don't want to do it, and I get it. It's kind of a catch-22 sometimes with disclosing the artist or the sculptor nowadays, because some of these sculptors got a reputation that people just absolutely don't want to buy their sculpts. And some artists, some people just don't want to buy from certain artists. But the thing is that eventually you're going to have to say who it's by if they ask you, or, you know what I mean? So it's better to just put it all out there, and that way you don't get your time wasted. Because imagine, I've done this before. I've been really interested in the baby, wrote the person, ready to buy the baby because it had the price and all that stuff. And then I'm like, what sculpt is this? Because I couldn't find it. And then it'd be by a sculptor that I don't support. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't buy their work. And it's like, dang, because I know, like, as a seller, you like, dang, I know this is a serious buyer. She's ready to pay, you know, and then boom, you lose yourself. So it's might as well just go ahead and put it out there. You know what I mean? The price thing, you know, I'm 50-50 on it still today. Like, I'm still torn that, do you have to put it out there or can you not? You know, I'll put it out on like certain pages, but then I don't put it on every single post that I make. So, I mean, I'm still torn on that because I don't know. I feel like serious buyers, they don't care. They're going to ask you anyway. Like, or collectors that's been around for a while, they're going to ask you anyway. And some of the newer collectors, they're like, hey, bump it. I want to know. You know, and my thing is, any artist that calls somebody a time waster because they ask you a question about a post, a sale post that you have, or say that, you know, they ask you a bunch of questions and they decide not to purchase your baby, and then all of a sudden you calling them a time waster, that's stupid. People we're not shopping inside of a store. They need to ask questions if they have to ask questions. Now, I get it if you're spending your time asking me 101 questions and the information is out there, or it's an artist that, like, for myself, I do a lot of videos, I do a lot of pictures, and then you're sitting asking like thousands and thousands of questions, and then someone else come along and be like, hey, you know, how much is the baby? I'm ready to pay. Can you send me an invoice? And then I sell the baby, and I'm like, I get back to you and I'm like, oh, she just sold. Now that could happen, but at the end of the day, for me as a buyer, if I feel like I need to ask certain questions, that means I need to ask it before I purchase. And if it gets sold before then I just feel like it wasn't meant to be, if that makes sense. So I'm a seller that I don't rush people into a sale. I don't be like, oh yeah, you got to buy this because somebody else is after it. I'll be talking to 4 and 5 people at the same time, but I'm not gonna tell you that because I don't want you to feel pressured. Just like with baby Olive, I had other people messaging me back and forth, and the prospective mommy at the time was, she was having a minute to get back with me, and most of the time people are at work. You know what I mean? And so she was messaging me, and I'm just assuming she's probably at work. But I'm still entertaining other people because until that baby is paid for, it's not sold. So I have to keep doing what I do. But then when she was like, okay, I sent the invoice. But when she paid, I had to tell the other people that I was communicating with, sorry, she sold. So one person took like 2 days to get back with me and was like, okay, I want to buy it. I'm like, it's sold. You know what I mean? Now, the other thing about selling and buying, now I talked about selling and trying to get it sold. But also another thing I heard in the comment section where people were talking about layaway, they feel like people taking away layaway has kind of hurt the market a little bit. But honestly, you got to think of why a lot of people have taken away the layaway option, because a lot of people don't value people as a business. Like, you can't start a layaway and just decide, oh, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm gonna go with this. Or, oh, you know what, I'm gonna hold you up. Now your other buyers have went on. Because I'm gonna tell you, when people get in their mind that they want to buy a doll, they literally want to buy a doll. And if they don't get that doll, trust to believe 90% of them go and buy another doll from somebody else because now they've gotten hyped up and excited about getting a new doll. And they figured out how they were going to come up with the money and all that. So now they're like, okay, this is easy. When they see something else, they buy it. So within seconds of you telling them that you've already sold the doll, that person, that seller has already lost most of their buyers. So when you don't follow through, they got to start marketing that doll all over again. And sometimes it takes them longer the second time around because they've turned away, all the original people that were interested. Sometimes it'll sell right off. But I'm just saying that is part of why, a lot of people have, stopped doing layaway. Now for me, because I haven't done a lot of layaway, to be honest, so I haven't had those issues. I've had a pretty good, success rate with layaway. I've had some amazing customers and they stuck with their layaway plan. Even if one had to say, oh, I was going to send a payment this week, but I can't, I'm going to have to send it next week. Okay. That wasn't even, an issue, but I haven't had those experiences. But again, I don't do a lot of layaway, but I can understand why a lot of people took it off the table. Not only that, it's also if you've been working on a baby for a few months, or you haven't had a sale in a few months, and then you get this baby and now it's time you need to get paid. If somebody now then wants a whole 6-month layaway and you've already went 3 months without getting paid, I mean 9 months unless you sell something else, that you're not going to get paid. So that is, the struggles of being a small business owner / small artist that don't kick out babies every 2-3 days. People that kick out babies back to back, they can do a little bit more layaway, or longer layaways, I should say. But I do understand the way the economy is, so I have been doing some short layaways, and especially when it's someone that I've done business with before. I feel like my customers, if they've already got my work before, they know what, they kind of have an idea of what to expect. And, I just feel like it's a little less risk of them leaving me stuck. Not saying it won't happen or it can't happen, but that's the way I feel. A brand new person that's not active in the community, I don't know nothing about you, I might be a little leery on that, on doing a layaway. But even then, I sometimes it's willing to do a very short layaway with someone, in that sense. So I hope all of this makes sense to you guys, new and old. And I hope you guys, just take the time, just think about it from both sides, And hopefully, you know, it all works out for the seller, it works out for the buyer, and in the end, everybody is happy. But you got to put some effort into getting the baby sold, and, you know, also buying. You got to also consider the fact that you're not the only person out here shopping, and, you know, give people grace and stuff, and, you know, ask the right questions that are important to you, and do that up front before, you know, beforehand, so that you don't find yourself in a place that you don't want to be, or find yourself with something that you don't really want. So don't feel rushed, don't feel pressured, and that's that. I mean, what's meant to be is going to be. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.